All right, guys, so I'm about to do something that I've never done before. I've been going back and forth on if I wanted to actually make this video, but my whole thesis in life is to actually just share as much of my journey as I possibly can to hopefully help the next person. As I was going back and forth around even creating this video, I started thinking about who I was even just 2-3 years ago and the types of videos and folks I was seeking to help me on my journey. So instead of gatekeeping or being nervous about sharing this information, I was like, let's just make a quick video talking about it. So usually the other videos that I make on this channel are really targeted to other business owners and talking about things that we do in our agency, like Facebook ads, content, and just general marketing principles. I will fact check this, but I don't think I've ever actually made a video about our business and how I've been able to grow this agency and the highs and lows that come with being an agency owner. So if you guys do like this and do want to see more behind the scenes of our actual business, just let me know. Do all the things, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, so that I can start getting some data to see what you guys like. And if you guys do like more behind the scenes of an actual agency, I'll do a whole series about it. When it comes to me, I'm also very transparent. So I'm about to break down exactly how we make around $100,000 a month and the process that it took to get there. So you might see me glancing down. It's honestly because I'm still old school and I still write on paper and write out all my thoughts and ideas that I want to share with you guys here. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I just want to say this too, because somebody might ask. I currently don't have any courses or coaching programs or anything like that targeted towards aspiring agency owners or current agency owners. Again, I really just want to put this information out there because, again, who I was 2-3 years ago, I was seeking just more insights into what building an agency looks like, So let's just get into it. So let's start in the beginning. So let's just take it back. I'll tell you guys my whole story. And again, I'll tell you guys all the highs and lows of this business and how we're doing the numbers that we're doing right now, which it's perspective, right? Some people think 100K a month is a large number. I'll tell you my personal thoughts around where we're at right now towards the end of this video, but it's perspective. I'm gonna just, again, break down exactly what we've been doing to get there, the dips that we've taken, how much money we've lost. And then again, at the end, I'll share kind of my personal thoughts on where we're at and where I think we can be. I've been running ads for a long time and have loved marketing for a long time. I went to university. I went to Northwestern University, which is one of the top universities here in the States. And I actually went there to be a doctor. Long story short, I didn't end up becoming a doctor, but I ended up graduating with a degree in economics, which then led me down a journey of corporate careers, right? So I worked at places from Goldman Sachs to Accenture Strategy, which is where I did more of my corporate experience. And then I kind of ended my corporate stint with a company called Stripe. I go back and forth a lot around my corporate experience, but it really taught me how to work with clients, especially in consulting. The biggest thing that we're doing all day is solving business problems and then being able to communicate and relay our proposed solutions or proposed plans to clients. I'm talking about clients that are huge CFOs of Fortune 50 companies. I learned a lot of valuable experience there that helped now shape how we are building or trying to build our agency. But initially, I was running ads. I was just running ads on the side. I had a few clients over the past 4 to 5 years that I was in corporate, but I wasn't really taking it seriously. I had maybe 1 or 2 clients that I would just run ads for here and there. They had different businesses or they would do events. I kind of started speaking on a couple events or panels here and there. But again, it was probably 10 hours worth of my time throughout that duration. At the end of corporate, I kind of just got fed up and got to this point, I want to just make more impact in the world. And so that was kind of the thesis of why I even started the agency, to be able to help the business owners and businesses that we do help. And also just create the team that I wanted to create. So in the first month of our agency, it was just me and maybe 1 or 2 VAs. So a total of 1, 2, 3 of us. And this is the year of 2021. So a lot of people don't understand, we're kind of just getting started in this game. So again, at the time, this is February 2021, we officially launched the agency. I'm now a full-time entrepreneur. And then shortly after this, probably at least by March, I brought on an account manager. So maybe the team is around 4 or 5. And for the first 2-ish months of the agency, we were around 10K. 10K a month with a few clients, right? And then we actually started scaling up pretty quickly and hit the 30K a month mark. Now, what really helped us first get those first few clients was just in my network, right? And so like I said, I had been working with people on the side doing ads for quite some time. And so as soon as I became a full-time entrepreneur, I just said, hey, can you guys refer me to more people? Do you guys have any, friends that you've been working with? I also just started posting on my socials. So my advice to anybody looking for their first few clients is look within. I think that especially when it comes to running ads and doing things like that, people want to know you and trust you. And so I had already built up a pretty good reputation of being a pretty smart person, being a trustworthy person. And so being able to just tap into my network and find some clients allowed me to gain that momentum and also some cash flow. Now, the thing about this is I didn't actually use my cash flow in the beginning to live a certain lifestyle, right? At this time, I was living very humbly and trying to keep my expenses low. And one of the first big investments that I made in our agency was actually into a coaching program. So I'm a huge proponent of coaching and mentorship and courses and exponentially expedite your process, right? Especially if you can find a good coach, a good mentor that has been through the things or is at a place where you are aspiring to be, right? Meaning they've gone through different things that you're probably going to take on, which can just expedite you through certain problems. So one of the first coaches or mentorships invested in was a coaching program made by Joel Kaplan. So Joel Kaplan, if you haven't heard about who that is, he works with a lot of agency owners and helps them build agencies. He also, and it probably took me around like 4 to 5 months to join his program, but pretty vetted. He had an agency himself. I think they scaled that to like $250K a month. And then he went on to start teaching people how to build and sustain nice size agencies. And I'll link that below. And there's an interview that Joel and I did. He was highlighting me. I think at that point I was around 30K a month. I'll link that video in if you want to see kind of like who I was during that time or the things I was talking about during that time. But that mentorship and that coaching program really allowed me some guidance to start scaling more rapidly. The one caveat that I'll give is once you start investing in different courses and coaching programs, my mindset was always, if I can gain just one gym from this, that's all I need to make it worthwhile, right? Because I also have a lot of trust in myself, right? And so when it came to even a program like Joel's, it wasn't like the end all be all, right? Amazing guy, amazing program, amazing structure. But I think the part that really helped me take advantage of that program and tons of others after that was to say, I'm just looking for one gym, right? I just need one gym to kind of like tweak some of the things that I'm doing or learn how to do some of the things that I'm doing better. So a lot of the things that actually helped me scale weren't the things that Joel necessarily like talked about, but I was able to just see a different lens or ask 1 or 2 questions that then allowed me to really kind of adjust, adapt, and do more of what I was already doing, just at more scale and do it better. So I give that caveat too. So again, now we're at around 30K a month. We're scaling pretty rapidly in our agency. We're growing teams. We're doing the things. And we hit our first 100K month in August of 2022. I believe. So now we're scaling, we're around 30K a month. We're going up, we're having some more momentum. We're gaining in some new hires. If you guys are interested, I can do a whole process around how we started to hire and what teams we started to prioritize. But from February 2021, full-time entrepreneur, to August of 2021. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months, right? So 6 months later, we hit our first $100,000 month of 2021. And that we were super excited. I remember the team was super excited. I actually have this award right behind me is from that month when we hit our first 100K. And yeah, so we scaled up pretty quick. So in 6 months, we got to around 100K a month. But what happened around month 6 is I just started like hating life. Like I just hated where we were going. I wasn't really excited about where we were going anymore. I was spending so much time in the business. I even have videos of me like crying and just going through a lot of things. And so that August, I remember we hit the 100K, but I was like, I just did not like the process of getting there. And so again, this entrepreneurship journey for me was to find more of the things that I actually liked, right? In corporate, I was making decent money. And so my primary goal in this business wasn't to just make money. It was to actually start forming a lifestyle that I enjoyed. And so although we hit the 100K and we celebrated and I was, celebrating with the team and everybody got bonuses and stuff like that, I went back to the drawing board. I remember at the end of that month, like, okay, something's got to change. And by the end of that year, we actually made a pretty big decision to sunset one of our biggest revenue drivers. And I'll make a whole nother video about that revenue driver and that decision. But just understand that this revenue driver was probably bringing in around $50,000 to $60,000 into our business. We have built a lot of systems around this revenue driver, and a revenue driver also too, for simple terms, is just a part of the business that is driving a lot of revenue. So again, we go from 100K months to around 50K months. And to some of you all, you might not understand how big a jump that is, but please understand it even from this perspective. Our payroll at the time was around at least $40,000 a month, right? And so when we dip that much, margins drop a lot. But I was okay with that because one, of the cash flow that we had sustained and that I was able to build up. Two, because I always, especially now as an entrepreneur, try to prioritize long-term decisions over short-term gains. And frankly, I knew I was not too passionate about that large revenue driver. And I knew in the short term that I was only deciding to keep it around because of the revenue that we were gaining from it, not because of the long-term potential that it had. So in July of 2022, I decided to let that thing go, and we dipped to around 50K a month. It took us probably around 2 months to actually go back up to 100K a month. And it was because we launched a new service offering that I was extremely excited about. And I'll do another breakdown again around that new service offering and how we were able to structure that and get that set up pretty quickly. But that brought us back up to around 100K a month. And that's kind of like where we're sustaining right now. So we're around 100K a month. Some months we do have some larger months because of some of the agreements and structures that we have with some of our larger clients. But we're around 100K a month, monthly recurring revenue. And again, I hope that some of the things that you take away from this video, one, how to get your first few clients, right? So like I said earlier, tap into your network, right? Especially if you have built up a solid reputation of being somebody that can be smart and dependable. You don't have to be the best marketer or ads person out there, as long as the business owner can actually rely on you and you actually just show excitement and curiosity and passion around their business, right? And really want to help them. I think at the beginning, I was really good at ads, but I think the thing that set me apart was because we showed so much energy and excitement for the business and for the business owner. The second thing that I want you guys to take away from this video is that even when you hit certain revenue numbers, please prioritize like long-term enjoyment and gain over the short-term pleasures. Again, I spent a whole year really depressed and really a plateau in revenue and a decrease in profit. And I'll go into another video if you guys want me to, breaking down the whole profit structure and all those things. But I was plateauing during that season because I honestly just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. And as soon as we started switching to something else, especially as me as a CEO, I have to hold the vision, right? And so as soon as we switched to something that I was super passionate about, the business started blowing up. Profits started really increasing. And so if you don't take away anything else out of this video, especially if you're starting to dive into entrepreneurship, please understand that one of the main goals you should have in entrepreneurship is building a business that really fits the lifestyle that you're seeking. I think that having that at the forefront can really help you make some really good decisions. So hope that helps people just get more insight into kind of like what steps that I took to build out this 100K a month agency. My perspective and how I feel about it is this. I think that we're doing all right to be 2 years in this game, almost 2.5 years in the game. Our next goal is to hit 250K a month and maintain that at least for 6 months. I get really excited when we can hit goals and at least maintain them. So we've had some really big months and have hit around that, but I like to hit that goal and start maintaining it, especially as monthly recurring revenue. So that's our next goal. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you guys like these sorts of business insider agency videos, and I'll keep making them. See you guys next time.